Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Hello students, how to classify weak acids and weak acids and strong acids, weak bases and strong bases, and what is the significance of this classification and how do we do it. So to understand this, let's first talk about pH. pH is a word which indicates a type of indicator, but this indicator is not like others. It tells about the potency. Comes from a German word potens. Potens means power, and H stands for H plus ions. So pH is a kind of indicator that not only tells if a substance is acidic or basic, but also goes on to tell you how acidic and how basic is it. To understand what does it mean to be a weak or a strong acid, to understand what is a stronger acid and what is a weaker acid, we need to go on to understand how are acids' strength determined. So an acid is one which produces H plus ions, and a base is that produces OH minus ions. The more the number of H plus ions given by a particular acid, the more acidic it is. Similarly, more the number of OH minus ions given by a particular base, the more strong is that base. How does pH paper know that if an acid is weak or base is that it measures the number of H plus ions and pulls them across the spectrum. So more the number of H plus ions, the more acidic is that compound, and lesser the number of H plus ions, the more basic is that compound. It is important to know that it is not measuring OH minus ions, but when the H plus ions go down, the OH minus ions automatically increase. So lesser the number of H plus ions, more will be the number of OH minus ions, which means the substance will be more basic. I'll just repeat this. pH is a kind of indicator which tells you if a substance is acidic or basic, but also its strength of acidity or basicity. Strength is determined by the number of H plus ions created by that substance. More the number of H plus ions, the more acidic the substance, and lesser the number of H plus ions, the more basic the substance. In between are neutral substances, which are salts most often, and they have almost equal proportion, and that is why they are called as neutral substances. The pH paper, the pH test divides the spectrum according to the numbers and colors. So the red is if you put a pH paper on a highly acidic substance, your paper will turn red. If it is weaker acid, it will be yellow, it will be orange, then it will be yellow, and a neutral substance of pH 7 will have green color. Then going on to the basic side, it will turn light blue, dark blue, and finally purple. So it stretches from the colors of red to green in the middle and purple in the other end. This is the spectrum, and it is also portrayed in form of numbers. In numbers, it is labeled from 0 to 14, 0 indicating highly acidic nature and 14 indicating highly basic nature. 7 being the middle number is the neutral case. Let us see some examples of what substances are acidic and what substances are basic, and also their power. So here you can see gastric juices. The HCl created by your stomach is highly acidic. It is 1.2 pH. Lemon juice is less acidic than your HCl created by the stomach. Pure water and blood are both also neutral, so they have a pH of almost 7.4. By pure water we mean that water which does not have any salts in it. So it is distilled water that has the pH of 7 exactly, and blood has a pH of 7.4 approximately. Moving on to the sides of the base. Milk of magnesia has a pH of 10, which is magnesium hydroxide. It is a weak base. pH of 14, which is highly basic, is of sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. So let's just sum this up. pH is an indicator which tells also the extent of acidity and basicity, except for its general telling of acid or basic nature. It tells that in form of two ways. You can see it in color of the pH paper. The color ranges from red to purple with green in the middle, and based on these colors we have created a classification of numbers, where 0 to 14, where 0 indicates highly acidic nature and 14 indicates highly basic nature. 7 in the middle indicates neutral nature.